Hey everybody, welcome to another recap of American Idol. It is the end of Hollywood week. Almost. There's one more show tomorrow. Well, the contestants, 71 of them, had one final performance on the stage in Hollywood with a full band behind them. Can you believe they made this show 2 hours? Was that really necessary? I guess, if you want to drag it out for ratings. But anyway, they perform. The judges talk about it. Give them something to talk about. Then they wait. Then you can hear a pin drop. They're split up into 3 different holding tanks, or rooms, as people like to call them. And one room is going to be cut. So I'm not going to go through the whole, this one screwed up, this one did that. You know, they showed like snippets from the final performances and from the season. 5 to 7 second snippets of some of the contestants. Not going to do it, but I am going to say Thaddeus Johnson. Your mom is spectacular. I love you, Mrs. Johnson. All right, so room number 1 was in. Room number 3 was in. Room number 2 was cut. Of note, in room number 2, Mary Powers, a.k.a. Mary Overpowers. Thank God, because I could not stand that girl. Lady, she's 29 years old. Yeah, you can be a strong woman without being an overpowering bitch. At least I think you can. When I figure it out, I'll let you know. Alright, so unfortunately in that room also Hope Johnson, the poor girl. I don't know what other ways to describe her, except that she said, she was poor. Bryan Walker, the singing policeman. Charity Vance, I don't remember too much about her. Lloyd Thomas, and Christian Spear. Alright, so there's 46 contestants left. Now comes the time in the show that everybody waits for when they're holding them with Ryan and they send them in one by one to the judges to get the top 24. Alright, so Big Michael Lynche was up first. Everybody remembers him. His wife had the baby during the group day. Well, they told him he was in, but guess what? He is not in. He was disqualified. His dad broke a confidentiality agreement and blabbed to the press that he had made the top 24. So, you're cut. But don't feel too bad for Big Mike. He's already got a record deal with like Hood Records or something. I never heard of them, but whatever. Didi Benami. You remember her. She was the one whose best friend passed away, and she dedicated her audition to her. She's in, of course. She had the voice of an angel. All right, Katelyn Epperly, the one whose dad left her family and now her parents are getting divorced. Yeah, Ellen dragged it out. She was like, you shouldn't have to wait, but, because I didn't want people to make me wait when I was in an audition and it was going to be no or what. It was a yes. Get over it. That was a little dragged out, Ellen. Let's keep the silliness to a minimum. Shelby Dressel, remember her? She was the girl who the muscles in one side of her mouth didn't work right. I felt bad for her because she didn't make it. And the judges couldn't even look at her. And that was really cold. She took it really well, though. I'm very proud of her. She's very strong, and I see big things for her happening in the future. Casey James, the motorcycle accident dude. The one that Kara is ready to jump on top of and rape? Yeah, I said rape. That's a strong word, but Kara's a desperate old woman. Can you say cougar? Alright, so he's in. Kara said so. Aaron Kelly, he's the 16-year-old. He was adopted by his aunt and uncle. He's in. Of course he is. Dewyze, the guy from Chicago. No, I don't remember him, actually. The name sounds familiar from Hollywood Week, but I don't remember him from the Chicago auditions. He's in. Todrick Hall, the one who's with Fantasia on Broadway. And he sang his original song, and it was totally cool and amazing. Yeah, he's in. And they were like, yes. And he was like, is that it? And they were like, yeah. And then he was like, okay, woo! All right, Jessica Furney. All right, she was rejected from Hollywood Week last season, season 8. She's a little bit of an outspoken bee. She lost her voice apparently during the group sing, and her group pretty much butchered Sweet Escape, the Gwen Stefani song. They told her it was a no. And she had a major freak out. She needed major freak out control. She was just like, you have no idea, blah, blah, blah. Why can't you change your mind? You need to keep me because you have no idea what I could do. I could do this. I could do it. I could do it. Change your mind, please. And then the judges were just like, no, we're not changing our mind because we're not getting rid of anybody else to keep you. That was so uncool that she had her major freak out. And then they were like, honey, this is not the end of the road for you. It's not the end of the world. And she's like, how do you know that? Honey, pick it up and continue. You're a little baby. You've got many, many years ahead of you, hopefully. So just, work harder. All right. And then she was like, well, can you tell me what I did wrong? And they were like, well, you didn't sing as good as everyone else. And then she was like, well, they didn't lose their voices. Well, some of them did, but not all of them. Furney. All right. So the remaining 17 will be revealed tomorrow. And then I guess after that, they'll tell who the replacement is for Michael Lynche, because I think it was only recently that he was cut. So they probably didn't have it in the can already. So tomorrow, 10 more girls, 7 more guys. Yeah, it's going to be tears. There always is. And drama. Till tomorrow, much love.